Be me. Working at a mid-sized tech company that thinks having a ping pong table makes up for below-market salary. Office is your standard corporate hellscape. Fluorescent lights, beige cubicles, motivational posters that make you want to die. There's a break room with the worst coffee known to mankind, but it's free, so I drink it anyway. My tolerance for bad coffee is the only thing keeping me employed here. One Monday morning, I'm dragging myself to the break room at 9 a.m. because I stayed up until 3 a.m. watching video essays about the fall of Rome. Walk in, and there's a girl I've never seen before standing in front of the coffee machine. She's wearing an oversized black hoodie, ripped jeans, and has this intense purple hair that definitely violates the natural hair colors only policy. Yeah, she's just staring at the coffee machine like it insulted her family. You okay there? She jumps about 3 feet in the air and spins around. Pale skin, dark circles under her eyes. Looks like she hasn't seen sunlight since the Obama administration. The coffee machine is broken and I want to throw it out the window. I look at the machine. It's literally just brewing coffee normally. It's working fine, you just have to wait for it to finish. She squints at me suspiciously. Are you mansplaining coffee machines to me right now? It's 9 a.m. and I already want to go home. I'm just saying it's not broken. The light is green. It's literally pouring coffee right now. She looks back at the machine, then at me, then back at the machine. Oh. We stand there in awkward silence while the coffee brews. She keeps glancing at me like she's trying to figure out if I'm real or a hallucination. Coffee finishes, I pour myself a cup. You new here? Started today. I'm in QA testing. My name is Violet. Of course her name is Violet with that hair. Cool. Well, good luck surviving this place. I leave before the conversation gets weirder. Spend the rest of the day forgetting the interaction happened. Next morning, I'm back in the break room. Violet is there again. She's wearing the same hoodie. Pretty sure it's the same one. The coffee machine is still stupid. It's just a coffee machine. That's what Big Coffee wants you to think. I have no idea how to respond to that, so I just pour my coffee. You always get here at exactly 9:04 a.m. Okay, that's slightly creepy. I guess, yeah, and I'm consistent. Consistency is attractive in a partner. I nearly dropped my coffee mug. What? What? She's looking at me like she didn't just say something completely insane. Decide to ignore it. Maybe I misheard. Grab my coffee and leave quickly. This becomes a pattern over the next week. Every morning at 9:04 a.m., I walk into the break room and Violet is there. She's always wearing variations of the same outfit. Different band t-shirts under the hoodie. One day it's a Radiohead shirt, next day it's Death Grips, then it's some anime I don't recognize. Our conversations are progressively weirder. Tuesday she tells me that coffee is just bean soup and I should be more adventurous. Wednesday she explains her theory that HR is actually a cult. Thursday she asks me if I think pigeons are real or government drones. But to Friday she tells me I have good bone structure for a normie. I have no idea what that means. My coworker Derek notices I'm coming back from coffee breaks looking confused. Dude, you good? You look like you've seen a ghost. There's this new girl in QA who keeps saying weird stuff to me. Oh, you mean Violet? Yeah, she's interesting. Interesting is one word for it. Derek laughs. He's one of those annoyingly positive people who thinks everyone is great. She's actually really smart, fixed a bug last week that the senior devs couldn't figure out. Cool, she's also possibly insane. Aren't we all in this industry? Fair point. The next week, Violet starts bringing 2 coffees to the break room. One for her, one that she just sets on the counter. That one's for you. I made it how you like it. I didn't tell her how I like my coffee. And how do you know how I like it? I've been observing. You do 2 sugars and a little bit of cream, not too much. She's been watching me make coffee. Part of me says this is a red flag. Other part of me says free coffee is free coffee. I take the coffee. It's actually perfect. Thanks. You didn't have to do that. I wanted to. We're break room buddies now. Are we? Yes, I decided. She says this with complete confidence, like I don't get a vote in the matter. Over the next few days, the coffee thing continues. She's there every morning with 2 cups ready. It's actually kind of nice not having to make my own coffee. But she's also started asking personal questions. Do you live alone? Yeah. That must be lonely. It's peaceful. Do you have a girlfriend? Red alert, red alert. No. I'm not really dating anyone right now. Her eyes light up like I just told her she won the lottery. Interesting. Very interesting. She pulls out her phone and starts typing something. What are you doing? Nothing. Just taking notes. Notes about what? Personal research. I don't ask further because I don't want to know. My friend Rachel from accounting catches me after work one day. Hey, so I heard Violet from QA has been bringing you coffee every morning. News travels fast in this office, apparently. Yeah, she's just being nice, I guess. Rachel gives me this look like I'm an idiot. Dude, she's into you. What? No way, she's just friendly. She doesn't bring anyone else coffee, she literally only talks to you. That can't be true. I've seen her in the cafeteria, she sits alone and scrolls through her phone, but the moment you're in the break room, she's there. This is concerning information. Maybe she's just socially awkward. Or maybe she's obsessed with you and you're too oblivious to notice. I go home that night thinking about it. Check my social media and realize I have a friend request from Violet. Her profile picture is an anime girl with purple hair. Her bio says, "I hate it here," with a skull emoji. I look through her posts. It's all memes about being lonely, screenshots of Tumblr arguments, and cryptic posts about normies not understanding. One post from 3 weeks ago says, "Saw the cutest guy at work today. He has no idea I exist." 3 weeks ago was literally when I first met her. Oh no. I close the app and pretend I didn't see the request. Next morning I consider avoiding the break room, but I need my caffeine. I'd walk in at 9:04 like clockwork. Violet is there with 2 coffees as usual. "Good morning. I added an extra shot of espresso today because you look tired." "Thanks." I take the coffee, it's really good. She's getting better at making it. "So I sent you a friend request. Here we go." "Yeah, I saw that. Are you going to accept it?" I don't really add coworkers on social media. Her face falls, she looks genuinely hurt. "Oh, that's okay, I understand." Now I feel bad. We stand there drinking our coffee in silence. I'm not trying to be rude, it's just a personal policy. "No, I get it. You probably think I'm weird anyway." "I don't think you're weird." "Yes, you do. Everyone does. I've heard people in the office talking." She's looking down at her coffee cup, picking at the sleeve. "People talk about everyone. It's office culture. They probably say stuff about me too. They say you're nice and quiet and you never cause drama." "See, boring." She looks up at me with these intense dark eyes. "I don't think you're boring." The way she says it makes me uncomfortable in a way I can't explain. "Well, thanks. I appreciate that." I finish my coffee quickly and leave. Later that day, Derek stops by my cubicle. "Dude, Violet just asked me if you have a type." "What did you tell her?" "I said I don't know your type. I'm not your dating consultant." Good answer. But she kept pressing, asking what kind of girls you usually talk about, if you've mentioned anyone. This is getting weird. "Yeah, I think she's got it bad for you, man." "Great, just great." I try to avoid the break room for the next few days. Go at different times, sometimes skip coffee altogether. Yet on Thursday I cave and go at 9:04 like usual. Violet is there, she looks upset. "You've been avoiding me." "No, I've just been busy." "You're a liar." She says it matter of fact, not angry, just stating it like it's an obvious truth. "I've seen you walking past the break room and not coming in." Okay, so she's definitely watching me. "Violet, I'm just trying to get work done. It's not personal." "Everything is personal. That's what people don't understand." She hands me a coffee anyway. "I still made yours. I figured you'd come eventually." I take it because rejecting it feels cruel. "Look, I appreciate the coffee, but you don't have to keep doing this." "I want to. It makes me happy to do something nice for you." The way she says "you" specifically is loaded with meaning. "Oh, that's nice, but maybe you should make friends with other people in the office too." I don't want to be friends with other people. They're all fake. I'm sure they're not all bad. "You don't understand. You're different." Here it comes. "Different how?" "You don't pretend. You don't put on a show. You're just yourself. I've been working here for 2 years and barely anyone knows anything about me. I am absolutely putting on a show every single day. I think you have an idealized version of me in your head. I know you better than you think." This is definitely getting into stalker territory. My phone buzzes. It's a text from Rachel. "Violet is literally watching you through the break room window right now." I look up and sure enough, Rachel is peering around the corner making exaggerated warning gestures. Then I look at Violet, who's just staring at me intensely while sipping her coffee. I have to get back to work. "Wait, there's something I wanted to ask you." I'm already backing toward the door. "Can I have your number in case of work emergencies?" "You can reach me on Slack." "But what if Slack is down?" "Then email." "What if email is down?" "Then I guess it's not that much of an emergency." She looks disappointed but nods. I escape back to my desk. Rachel immediately messages me on Slack. "Dude, she looks so sad when you left, I almost feel bad for her. She's been watching me for weeks, making me coffee, asking personal questions. Maybe she just doesn't know how to socialize normally." Or maybe she's unhinged. Could be both. The next week is relatively calm. Violet still brings me coffee, but she's less chatty. She seems sad. It just hands me the cup and goes back to staring at her phone. I start to feel guilty. Maybe I was too harsh. Friday afternoon, there's a company-wide email about a mandatory team building event. It's one of those horrible office parties where they expect you to have fun on command. This one is at some local bar. They're calling it happy hour networking. I'd rather eat glass, but attendance is mandatory. Show up at 6 p.m., the bar is already packed with coworkers pretending to enjoy themselves. Derek waves me over to where he's standing with some people from marketing. I grab a beer and try to blend into the background. Then I see Violet walk in. She's wearing actual non-hoodie clothes, a black dress with combat boots. Her purple hair is styled instead of just existing. She looks around nervously, clearly uncomfortable. Our eyes meet across the bar and she immediately starts walking toward me. Derek notices and elbows me. Your admirer is incoming. Shut up. Violet reaches our group and just stands there awkwardly. Hey, Violet, you want a drink? Derek offers because he's aggressively friendly to everyone. I don't drink. Alcohol is poison. Cool. They have soda too. She gets a Sprite and stands next to me, not saying anything. The marketing people are talking about some campaign, and Violet is just silently judging them. I can feel her judgment radiating. One of the marketing girls, Jessica, asks Violet how she's liking the company. It's fine, everyone's fake, but the work is okay. Jessica laughs nervously, not sure if it's a joke. Oh, well, that's honest. I'm always honest. Lying is for people who care what others think. The group gets quiet. This is going badly. I try to change the subject. So how's that big project going in marketing? Jessica looks relieved and starts talking about deadlines. Violet leans close to me and whispers, "You're good at diffusing awkward situations." Her breath smells like Sprite and mint gum. Just trying to keep the peace. That's why I like you. You're kind even to people who don't deserve it. Before I can respond, she walks away toward the bathroom. Derek looks at me with wide eyes. Dude, she straight up said she likes you. I know, I was there. What are you gonna do? Nothing. I'm gonna do nothing and hope it goes away. That's not how crushes work, man. Violet comes back and positions herself next to me again. The evening continues, people are getting drunker and louder. Someone suggests karaoke, and suddenly there's a drunk senior developer singing Don't Stop Believin', incredibly off-key. Violet leans over to me again. Do you want to get out of here? Alarm bells are ringing. I should probably stay. It's a work thing. We've been here for an hour. That's socially acceptable attendance time. She's not wrong. There's a diner down the street that's open late. We could actually talk without all this noise. It's clearly a date proposal disguised as a casual hangout. I don't know if that's a good idea. Why not? Are you afraid of me? No, I just don't want to give the wrong impression. Her face hardens. What impression would that be exactly? Violet, I'm not looking to date anyone right now. She stares at me for a long moment. I wasn't asking you on a date. I was asking if you wanted to get food. Oh, sorry, I misread the situation. Clearly. She sets her Sprite down on a nearby table. I'm gonna leave now. Enjoy your mandatory fun. She walks out of the bar quickly. Derek whistles low. That was brutal, man. I know, I feel like an asshole. You kind of are, but also, she's been coming on really strong. Rachel appears from somewhere with another drink. I saw the whole thing. You need to actually talk to her and set clear boundaries. I tried. No, you tried to avoid confrontation. There's a difference. She's right, but I don't want to admit it. Spend the rest of the evening feeling guilty. The weekend passes and I convince myself it'll be fine. Monday morning, I go to the break room at 9:04. Violet isn't there. No coffee waiting for me. I make my own coffee, and it tastes worse than usual. Tuesday, same thing, no Violet. Wednesday, I start to worry. Maybe I actually hurt her feelings badly. Thursday, I ask Derek if he's seen her. Yeah, she's been at work, just keeping to herself more than usual. More than usual? She already kept to herself. Now she's like ninja-level stealth, in and out of the office without talking to anyone. Great. So I made the lonely girl more lonely. Friday, I'm walking past the QA area and I see her at her desk. She's wearing headphones, staring at her screen intensely. I almost keep walking, but guilt makes me stop. Knock on her cubicle wall, she doesn't hear me. Knock again. She takes off one headphone. Hey. Hey. Awkward silence. I wanted to apologize for last Friday. I misread things and made it weird. She shrugs. It's fine. As I'm used to people thinking I'm weird. I don't think you're weird. Yes, you do. Everyone does. I told you this already. She puts her headphone back on. I stand there for a second, then leave. That night, Rachel texts me. Violet posted something concerning on her social media. She sends me a screenshot. It's a post that says, "Tried to make a connection with someone, got rejected as expected. I hate this timeline," with a bunch of sad emoji and someone in the comments asking if she's okay. Violet responded, "I'm always okay. Being alone is my natural state." I stare at my phone, feeling worse. The next week, Violet is completely avoiding me. She goes to the break room at different times. When we pass in the hallway, she looks right through me. It's actually impressive how thoroughly she's ghosting me while working in the same building. Derek says it's for the best. Rachel says I should try to talk to her again. I'm just confused about what I actually want. 2 weeks later, there's an all-hands meeting. Everyone's crammed into the conference room. I find a seat in the back. Violet comes in late, and the only seat left is next to me. She sits down without looking at me. The CEO is droning on about quarterly results. I can feel the tension radiating from Violet. About 20 minutes in, she drops her pen. We both reach for it at the same time. Our hands touch. She pulls back like she touched a hot stove. I pick up the pen and hand it to her. "Thanks." She says it so quietly I barely hear it. The meeting ends and she rushes out. That afternoon, I get a Slack message from an unknown user. It's Violet. She's never messaged me before. "I'm sorry for making you uncomfortable. And I realize now that I came on too strong and it was inappropriate. I'll stop bothering you." I stare at the message for a full minute, type out several responses and delete them. Finally settle on, "You weren't bothering me. I just wasn't sure how to handle the situation. I'm sorry too." She reads it immediately but doesn't respond. 3 dots appear and disappear several times. Finally, "Okay." That's it, just okay. The next morning, I go to the break room at 9:04 out of habit. Violet is there. She has 2 coffees. We make eye contact. She picks up both coffees and walks toward me, hands me one. I'm not doing this because I think we're going to date or whatever. I'm doing it because the routine is comforting to me, and I genuinely think you appreciate the coffee. It's the most direct she's ever been. I do appreciate it. You make better coffee than I do. I know, I've watched you make coffee. You use too much cream. Almost sounds like her old self. So are we good? She considers this. We're something. I'll take it. We drink our coffee in silence, but it's less awkward than before. She leaves first, gives me a small wave. I wave back. Derek messages me later. "Saw you and Violet in the break room. You guys back to being coffee buddies?" I guess so. Character development. Things go back to semi-normal over the next few weeks. Violet brings me coffee most mornings. We have brief conversations about work, the weather, random internet drama. She's still weird, but it's manageable weird. Then one morning she comes in looking excited. "I have to show you something." She pulls out her phone and shows me a meme. It's one of those increasingly verbose memes about coffee. I laugh. It's actually funny. "See, I knew you'd get it. Nobody else in this office understands good memes." That's because we're all dead inside from corporate life. Exactly. We're all just NPCs in someone else's simulation. We end up talking for 15 minutes about simulation theory. She's actually really smart when she's not being intense about personal stuff. Has all these theories about reality and consciousness that are fascinating. I'm so engaged in the conversation I don't notice Rachel watching us from the doorway. Later, Rachel corners me at my desk. "You two looked really happy talking earlier. We were just discussing memes and philosophy." That's literally a date activity. It's not a date if it happens in a break room at 9 a.m. Whatever you say. She walks away smirking. Over the next month, Violet and I develop an actual friendship. She shows me her favorite obscure YouTube channels. I introduce her to this podcast about weird history. She starts sitting with me and Derek at lunch sometimes. Derek is thrilled to have another person to talk to about video games. Turns out Violet is really into retro gaming. One day she brings her Steam Deck to work and shows me her collection. Hundreds of games, mostly indie stuff I've never heard of. "You should come over sometime and we could co-op something." She says it casually, but I can tell it's a big deal for her to invite someone over. Yeah, that could be fun." Her whole face lights up. "Really? Okay, cool. I'll text you my address." "I thought I didn't give you my number." "You didn't. I got it from the company directory." Of course she did. That weekend I show up at her apartment with pizza. Figured if we're gaming, we'll need food. Her apartment is exactly what I expected. Posters of anime and bands on every wall, shelves full of manga and figures, gaming setup that probably cost more than my car. "Welcome to my cave. Don't judge the mess." It's actually pretty clean, just cluttered with nerdy stuff. We end up playing this co-op game called It Takes Two for like 6 hours straight. She's really good, way better than me. Keeps having to revive me when I die. You're terrible at this. Thanks, I'm aware. But you're trying. Yeah, that's what matters. Around midnight, we take a break and she orders Chinese food. We're sitting on her couch eating lo mein when she gets serious. I wanted to apologize again for how I acted when we first met. You don't have to keep apologizing. No, I do. I realize now that I latched onto you because you were nice to me, and I mistook basic human decency for romantic interest. She's eating her noodles while explaining this, like she's discussing the weather. I've been going to therapy, and my therapist says I have attachment issues from childhood trauma. Well, that took a turn. I'm glad you're working on that. Yeah, turns out when your parents ignore you your whole life, you develop weird coping mechanisms. She says it like a joke, but I can tell it hurts. For what it's worth, I think you're a cool person and I'm glad we're friends. She looks at me with those intense eyes. You mean that? Yeah, I do. She smiles, genuine happiness. That's good because you're my only friend here, and if you ditched me, I'd have to go back to eating lunch in my car. We go back to gaming and don't talk about feelings anymore. I leave around 2 a.m. She walks me to the door. Thanks for coming over. This was really fun. We should do it again sometime. Next weekend, I'll make actual food instead of ordering. You cook? I make a mean spaghetti carbonara. Deal. I drive home thinking about how weird life is. A few months ago, this girl was creeping me out. Now she's becoming one of my actual friends. Character development, indeed. Be me. It's been 3 months since Violet and I became actual friends. We hang out most weekends playing games or watching obscure films she insists are cinema. Last week she made me watch a 4-hour Russian art film with no subtitles. You don't need to understand the words to feel the emotion. I felt mostly confusion but didn't want to hurt her feelings. Work has gotten more tolerable with her around. She still brings me coffee every morning at 9:04. Derek has started calling us the coffee couple, which I hate. We're not a couple, we're friends. Sure, buddy, friends who hang out every weekend and have inside jokes. That's literally what friends do. He just smirks and goes back to his work. One Monday morning, I walk into the break room and Violet is there with someone new. It's a guy, probably mid-20s, witty with styled hair and wearing a button-up shirt that actually fits him properly. He's talking to Violet, and she's actually smiling, like genuinely smiling. Feel a weird twinge in my chest that I ignore. Oh, hey, this is Marcus. He just started in the design department. Marcus extends his hand with a confident smile. Nice to meet you. Violet's told me a lot about you. Has she? I look at Violet, who's suddenly very interested in her coffee. Yeah, man, she says you're like the only cool person in this place. That's generous of her. We stand there awkwardly while Marcus continues being aggressively friendly. I was just telling Violet about this art exhibit downtown. You guys should come check it out. You guys, meaning both of us, or is he asking Violet on a date in front of me? That sounds interesting. Violet is saying this to Marcus with way more enthusiasm than she's ever shown for anything I've suggested. Cool, maybe this weekend? She looks at me. We usually hang out on weekends. Oh, sorry, man. I didn't mean to intrude on your plans. No, it's fine. You two should go. Why did I say that? Violet looks confused. Are you sure? We were going to finish that game. We can do it another time. Marcus lights up. Awesome. I'll text you the details, Violet. He leaves, and suddenly, the break room feels too quiet. You didn't have to do that. Do what? Cancel our plans? I would have said no to him. You seemed interested. I don't want to monopolize your time. She's looking at me with this expression I can't read. You're not monopolizing anything. And I choose to hang out with you. Well, now you can hang out with Marcus. Expand your social circle. I don't want to expand my social circle. She says it with an edge to her voice. We drink our coffee in tense silence. Rest of the week is weird. Violet is still bringing me coffee, but our conversations are shorter. She's texting someone a lot, probably Marcus. Derek notices the change. Trouble in paradise? There is no paradise, we're just friends. Friends who are acting like a couple going through a rough patch. You're reading too much into it. Am I, though? Thursday, I see Violet and Marcus having lunch together in the cafeteria. They're sitting close. Marcus is making her laugh. I eat at my desk and pretend it doesn't bother me. Rachel stops by my cubicle. So Violet's dating someone. Good for her. You don't sound happy about it. Why would I be unhappy? I want her to be happy. Rachel sits on the edge of my desk. You realize you're in love with her, right? I actually laugh out loud. I'm not in love with Violet, we're friends. Keep telling yourself that. She leaves me sitting there having an existential crisis. Am I in love with Violet? No, that's ridiculous. I just got used to hanging out with her. It's not romantic, it's just comfortable routine. I'm not jealous of Marcus, I'm just protective of my friend. Yeah, that's it. Spend the rest of the day convincing myself of this obvious lie. Friday after work, I'm at home playing games alone. Violet texts me. The art exhibit was boring, but Marcus spent the whole time explaining paintings to me like I'm 5. I shouldn't feel happy about this, but I do. That sucks. Did you tell him you weren't interested? Not directly. I'm bad at confrontation. You're literally the most confrontational person I know. Only about things that don't matter. Feelings are different. We text back and forth for an hour. She sends me memes, I send her music recommendations. It feels normal again. Saturday morning she calls me, which is unusual. She hates phone calls. Want to come over? I'm making that carbonara I promised. What about Marcus? What about him? I want to hang out with you. I'm there in 20 minutes. She answers the door in an oversized sweater and leggings, hair in a messy bun. You got here fast. Traffic was light. Total lie. I may have sped the entire way. Her apartment smells amazing, garlic and bacon. I started cooking already. It'll be ready in like 15 minutes. We sit in her living room and she puts on some indie band I've never heard of. So Marcus asked me out officially. My stomach drops. What did you say? I said I'd think about it. Why? I thought you liked him. She's picking at the hem of her sweater. I don't know. He's nice and conventionally attractive and interested in me, which never happens. But something feels off, like he's trying too hard or performing a version of himself. Maybe he's just nervous. Maybe I'm comparing him to someone else and that's not fair. The way she says it makes me look at her. She's not looking back, staring at her hands. Who are you comparing him to? Doesn't matter. She gets up quickly. Pasta's probably ready. We eat dinner and watch a movie and don't talk about Marcus or feelings. But something has shifted between us and we both know it. The next week at work, Marcus is still trying with Violet. Brings her coffee one morning, I watch from my desk. She takes it but looks uncomfortable. I shouldn't care, but I hate seeing him in what's supposed to be our break room routine. Tuesday, Violet doesn't show up to work. She's not sick, according to Derek, who checked with her manager. She just took a personal day. I text her, but she doesn't respond. By Wednesday, I'm worried. She's not responding to anyone. Thursday morning, I'm in the break room when Marcus comes in. Hey man, have you heard from Violet? She's been ghosting me. No, sorry. That's weird, right? We were getting along great. I make a non-committal sound. And I really like her. She's different from other girls. The way he says other girls bothers me. Different how? You know, she's got that whole alternative thing going on. It's hot. I'm gripping my coffee mug too tight. She's a person, not an aesthetic. Whoa, dude. Chill. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? He backs up a little. I just meant she's cool and unique. I'm into it. Right. Well, maybe she's not interested. Did she say something to you? No, I'm just saying maybe take the hint. He leaves looking confused and slightly offended. Derek appears from nowhere. Hey, dude, that was the most aggressive I've ever seen you. He was being weird about her. Or you're being possessive about her. I'm not possessive. You literally just territorial pissed all over that interaction. I don't have a response because he might be right. After work, I drive to Violet's apartment. Knock on her door, no answer. Knock again. Violet, I know you're in there. Your car is in the parking lot. Hear shuffling inside. The door opens a crack. She looks terrible, eyes red, hair a mess. What do you want? To make sure you're okay. I'm fine, just needed some mental health days. Can I come in? She hesitates, then opens the door wider. Her apartment is darker than usual, curtains drawn. There's empty energy drink cans on her coffee table. When's the last time you ate? I don't know. Yeah, yesterday maybe. I pull out my phone and order pizza. You don't have to do that. I know. We sit in silence until the pizza arrives. She eats 3 slices without saying anything. Color starts coming back to her face. I had a panic attack Monday night. She says it quietly, not looking at me. It was bad. I couldn't breathe. Thought I was dying. Did you go to the hospital? No, I just wrote it out. I've had them before. What triggered it? She laughs, but there's no humor in it. I realized I was developing feelings for someone who doesn't feel the same way, and my brain decided to have a meltdown about it. My heart is pounding. Who? She finally looks at me. Are you serious right now? We stare at each other. Violet. Please don't say anything nice or understanding. I can't handle it. She's starting to tear up. Jet, I know you don't see me that way. I've accepted it. We're friends and that's good enough. What if I do see you that way? She stops, looks at me like I'm speaking another language. Don't joke about this. I'm not joking. Yes, you are. You rejected me months ago. Because I thought you were just fixating on me. I didn't think it was real. And now? Now I've spent 3 months getting to know you, and I can't imagine not having you in my life. She's crying now. That's not the same as romantic feelings. I was jealous of Marcus. What? When I saw you with him, I wanted to punch him, and I never want to punch anyone. She laughs through her tears. That's the stupidest confession ever. I know, I'm not good at this. Neither am I. We're both disasters. So what do we do? She wipes her eyes with her sleeve. I don't know. This is new territory for me. Me too. We sit there in her dark apartment with pizza between us. I need you to be sure about this. I can't handle another rejection. I'm sure, I've been sure for weeks, but I was too stupid to realize it. She moves the pizza box and slides closer to me on the couch. This is terrifying. Yeah. What if we ruin our friendship? What if we don't? She considers this. Okay, but we're taking this slow. I need time to trust this is real. However slow you need. She leans her head on my shoulder. Can you just stay here tonight? Not like in a weird way, just stay. Yeah, I can stay. We end up falling asleep on her couch watching nature documentaries. Wake up to her cat sitting on my chest staring at me. Violet is still asleep, drooling slightly on my shoulder. It's weirdly perfect. As Monday morning, I walk into the break room at 9:04. Violet is there with 2 coffees. Hey. She hands me my coffee and we stand there smiling like idiots. Derek walks in and immediately notices. Oh no, what happened? What do you mean? You two are doing that thing where you look at each other all gross and happy. Violet flips him off. We're dating now, deal with it. Derek's eyes go wide. Finally, I've been watching this slow burn for months. It wasn't a slow burn. It absolutely was. Rachel appears because she has radar for drama. Wait, you two are together? Since when? This weekend. She looks at me. I told you that you were in love with her. You were right, congratulations. I'm always right about these things. Violet is watching this interaction with amusement. Yeah, you guys all suck. We're happy for you. Derek raises his coffee cup. To the coffee couple. We all drink to that. Later, Marcus approaches me at my desk. Hey man, I heard you and Violet are dating. Yeah, that's cool. I didn't realize you guys had a thing. Neither did we for a while. He laughs. She's great, you're lucky. I know. He leaves and I realize I misjudged him. He's actually decent. That night, Violet comes over to my place for the first time. She looks around at my minimal decorations and gaming setup. This is very you. Is that good or bad? It's perfect. We order Thai food and play co-op games. She's still way better than me. Around midnight, she pauses the game. I need to tell you something. Here we go. When I first started at the company, I was in a really dark place mentally. She's not looking at me. It's staring at the TV screen. I had just moved here, didn't know anyone, was barely functioning. You seemed okay? I'm good at pretending, years of practice. She takes a breath. When I saw you that first day in the break room, you were the first person who was just normal to me, not trying too hard or ignoring me. I just told you the coffee machine wasn't broken. I know, but you didn't treat me like I was broken either. She finally looks at me. I latched onto that feeling maybe too hard, but it genuinely helped me through some bad times. I don't know what to say. I guess what I'm trying to say is thank you for being patient with me when I was being creepy and intense. You weren't that creepy. I watched you make coffee for weeks and memorized your schedule. Okay, maybe a little creepy, she laughs. Yeah, but it worked out. Somehow, yeah. We go back to gaming, but I'm thinking about everything she said. About a month into officially dating, things are surprisingly normal. We still do our morning coffee routine at work. Hang out most weekends. The only difference is now we hold hands and kiss sometimes. Violet is actually a great girlfriend once you get past the initial intensity. She remembers everything I tell her, always asks about my day, sends me random memes that she thinks I'll find funny. She's usually right. One Saturday, we're at her place when she gets a call. Her face goes pale looking at the caller ID. I need to take this. She goes into her bedroom and closes the door. I can hear muffled arguing. She comes out 20 minutes later looking upset. That was my mom. I wait for her to continue. Yeah, she wants me to come home for Thanksgiving. Is that bad? My family is complicated. I haven't seen them in 2 years. She sits next to me on the couch. They don't really get me. Think I'm wasting my life with video games and weird interests. That sucks. My mom said I could bring someone this year if I'm seeing anyone. She looks at me nervously. Would you want to come? No pressure. I know meeting families is a big step. I'd be happy to come. Her face lights up. Really? It's going to be super awkward. My dad doesn't talk much and my sister is perfect at everything. Sounds like a fun challenge. You're insane, but thank you. The next few weeks, Violet is stressed about Thanksgiving. Makes lists of conversation topics. Asks me about my family background. They're going to judge you for dating me. Let them. You say that now, but wait until you meet them. Thanksgiving week arrives and we drive 6 hours to her hometown. It's a small suburban neighborhood, very normal looking. Violet is gripping the steering wheel tight. Last chance to back out. Not happening. We pull up to a nice 2-story house. Her mom opens the door before we can knock. Violet, you're here. She hugs Violet, who stiffens slightly. And you must be the boyfriend. Come in, come in. Her mom is aggressively cheerful. Her dad is in the living room watching football, barely looks up. Her sister Emma arrives later with her fiancé Brad. Emma is everything Violet isn't, blonde, bubbly, wearing a sundress. Brad has that finance bro energy. Dinner is awkward as predicted. So what do you do? Violet's mom is asking me. Explain my job. Oh, that's nice. Brad works in investment banking. Brad launches into an explanation of his job that no one asked for. Violet is pushing food around her plate. And Violet, how's your job going? Still doing that testing thing? It's QA and it's going fine. When are you going to get a real career? Emma's already a senior marketing director. Violet's grip on her fork tightens. My career is real. I make good money. But is it fulfilling? Don't you want more? I jump in before Violet explodes. Actually, Violet's incredibly talented. She caught a critical bug last month that would have cost the company millions. Violet's mom looks surprised. Oh, well, that's good then. The rest of dinner continues with passive-aggressive comments. Afterwards, Violet and I escape to her old bedroom. It's preserved like a time capsule, with posters of bands I don't recognize. Sorry about my family. They're not that bad. You're a terrible liar. She flops onto her old bed. This is why I moved 6 hours away. I sit next to her. For what it's worth, I think you're doing amazing. You have to say that. You're dating me. I mean it. You're smart and talented and unique. She rolls over to look at me. How are you real? I'm not sure I am. Might be a simulation. She laughs and pulls me down next to her. We end up falling asleep in her tiny twin bed. Next morning, her mom makes a huge breakfast. Emma and Brad are talking about their wedding plans. June wedding, outdoor venue. It's going to be beautiful. Violet's mom keeps asking questions about every detail. Then she turns to us. So when are you two getting married? I choke on my orange juice. Mom, we've been dating for 2 months. Emma and Brad got engaged after 6 months. Good for them, Brad chimes in. When you know, right, babe? Emma giggles and they kiss. I want to die. Violet's dad finally speaks. Leave them alone, Margaret. Not everyone moves at the same pace. It's the most words I've heard him say. Violet looks surprised. Thanks, Dad. He nods and goes back to his breakfast. We leave right after breakfast, both of us relieved. That went better than expected. Violet's driving fast, eager to get away. Your bar for expectations must be really low. It is when it comes to my family. We stop at a diner halfway home. Violet orders chocolate chip pancakes. Thank you for coming with me. Anytime. I mean it. Having you there made it bearable. Your family loves you. Yeah, they just don't know how to show it. Therapy talking points? Common sense talking points. She smiles and steals a piece of my bacon. So we survived meeting the parents. Is that what that was? Close enough. Back at work, things settle into a comfortable rhythm. Violet and I are that annoying couple that everyone tolerates. Derek makes fun of us constantly. You guys are like a Hallmark movie, but weird. Is that a compliment? I'm not sure yet. Rachel approves, though. I love seeing Violet happy. She's way less scary now. She was never scary. She told someone their vibes were off and they quit the next day. Okay, maybe a little scary. One day I'm working when I get a text from Violet. Come to the QA room. I head over. She's at her desk looking excited. I got promoted to senior QA engineer. That's amazing. I hug her and she actually lets me without making it weird. I'm getting a raise and everything. We should celebrate. I already planned it. We're going to that fancy ramen place you like. She knows me too well. That night at dinner, she's glowing. I can't believe they promoted me. I've only been here 6 months. You're good at your job. They'd be stupid not to. I'm going to tell my mom. Maybe she'll stop asking when I'm getting a real career. She pulls out her phone but then stops. Actually, no, I don't need her validation. Character growth. Therapy works. We toast with our ramens. A few weeks later, Violet shows up at my apartment unannounced. She has a backpack and her cat carrier. My lease is up and I'm between apartments. Can I stay here for a bit? How long is a bit? 2 weeks maybe? Yeah, of course. She moves in her essentials and suddenly my quiet apartment is full of life. Her cat immediately claims my bed. Her stuff is everywhere. It's chaotic and I love it. 2 weeks turns into a month. I should probably start looking for a place. We're cooking dinner together. She's making stir fry. You could just stay here. She stops stirring. Like permanently? If you want, no pressure. She's quiet for a moment. That's a big step. We basically live together already. She considers this. Okay, but I'm paying half the rent. Deal. Just like that, we're living together. It's surprisingly easy. We fall into routines. She cooks, I clean. She stays up late gaming. I go to bed early. Sometimes I wake up at 2 a.m. and she's still on her computer. I'd come to bed in a minute. I've learned in a minute means at least an hour. Work is better with her there. We drive in together most days, still do our coffee routine at 9:04. Derek says we're disgustingly domestic. You guys are like an old married couple. We've been together 6 months. Exactly, old married couple. One morning, Violet seems nervous. She made my coffee, but she's fidgeting. What's wrong? Nothing, just thinking. About how 6 months ago I was convinced I'd be alone forever. And now? Now I'm living with my best friend who happens to also be my boyfriend, and it's weird, but good. Just good. Really good. Like scary good. I kiss her forehead. I had nothing scary about it. Says the person who didn't have a mental breakdown about feelings. Fair point. We're standing in the break room being disgustingly cute when Marcus walks in. He's dating someone from HR now. Seems happy. Morning, guys. Still doing the coffee thing? It's our tradition. That's sweet. Alice and I have a lunch spot we go to every Friday. We chat for a bit. It's not awkward anymore. Violet seems more confident now, less worried about what people think. One night she's playing games and I'm reading when she pauses. I need to tell you something. Those words always mean something intense is coming. Okay. When I first met you, I thought you'd fix me. Oh boy, here we go. Like I had this fantasy that if someone just loved me enough, I'd stop being broken. You're not broken. I know that now. Yeah, that's my point. She turns to face me fully. You didn't fix me, I had to fix myself, but you made me want to do the work. I'm glad. I'm not good at this stuff, expressing feelings without making it weird. You're doing fine. What I'm trying to say is I love you. She says it quickly, like ripping off a Band-Aid. And you don't have to say it back. I just wanted you to know. I love you too. Her eyes go wide. Really? Have for a while now. Why didn't you say anything? Waiting for you to be ready. She launches herself at me from across the couch. We tumble onto the floor laughing. Her cat judges us from the coffee table. Life is weird and chaotic and perfect. Be me. It's been a year since Violet and I started dating. Living together has been surprisingly smooth despite both of us being disasters at life. She still brings me coffee every morning even though we live in the same apartment. It's romantic. We share a kitchen, you could just hand it to me. Where's the romance in that? Can't argue with her logic. Work has gotten interesting because Violet got promoted again. Now she's leading the entire QA department. Some people are salty about how fast she climbed. There's this guy Kevin who's been there 5 years and got passed over. He's been making passive-aggressive comments in meetings. Must be nice to have connections. Violet doesn't even blink. Must be nice to blame others for your own mediocrity. Derek almost spits out his water. Kevin goes red and shuts up. And after the meeting, Violet is smiling. That felt good. You're terrifying when you want to be. Good. People should be a little scared of me. Rachel approaches us later. Violet, I love you, but you can't just destroy people in meetings. Why not? He was being disrespectful. Because HR exists. Violet rolls her eyes. Fine, I'll be nicer. Narrator voice. She was not nicer. At home, Violet has been weird lately. Distracted, constantly on her phone. Sometimes I catch her looking at me with this expression I can't read. You okay? Yeah, just thinking about stuff. What kind of stuff? Future stuff. She won't elaborate. One Saturday, she announces we're going somewhere. It's a surprise. Dress nice? How nice? Not sweatpants nice. I put on actual pants and a button-up. She's wearing a dress, which is unusual. She lives in hoodies. But we drive for an hour to this fancy restaurant I've never heard of. What's the occasion? Can't I just take my boyfriend on a nice date? You can, but you usually don't. Rude but accurate. Dinner is amazing. Some kind of fusion cuisine that costs more than my weekly grocery budget. Violet is nervous, keeps fidgeting with her napkin. Okay, what's going on? What do you mean? You're acting weird. You took me to a fancy restaurant. You're wearing a dress. She takes a deep breath. I've been thinking about our future. Here we go. And I realized something important. She reaches across the table and takes my hand. A year ago, I was convinced I'd never find someone who understood me. Violet. Let me finish. I practiced this. I shut up and let her continue. You've seen me at my worst, the panic attacks, the social anxiety, the weird obsessive tendencies. Everyone has weird tendencies. Not like mine, but you never made me feel broken or too much. Her eyes are getting watery. You just accepted me as is, and that's terrifying and amazing. Where are you going with this? She pulls out a small box from her purse. My heart stops. I know traditionally guys do this, but nothing about us has been traditional. She opens the box. There's a simple silver ring inside. Will you marry me? I'm staring at her in shock. She's proposing to me. You don't have to answer now. I know it's sudden and we haven't talked about marriage much. Yes. What? Yes, I'll marry you. Her whole face lights up. Really? You're not just saying that? I'm not just saying it. She stands up and kisses me over the table, nearly knocking over the wine. And other diners are staring, but neither of us care. I can't believe you said yes. I can't believe you proposed. We're both grinning like idiots. She puts the ring on my finger. It fits perfectly. I measured one of your other rings while you were sleeping. That's kind of creepy. We established I'm creepy a year ago. Keep up. Drive home is a blur. We're both too excited to talk properly. She keeps glancing at my hand on the steering wheel. You're wearing my ring. That's generally how engagements work. I know, but it's real. You're really wearing my ring. Get back to the apartment and immediately call Derek. He answers on the second ring. Hey man, what's up? Violet proposed. Silence. What? We're engaged. That's insane. Congratulations. I can hear him telling someone in the background. Rachel's here. She's screaming. Oh, hold on. Rachel grabs the phone. Let me see the ring. It's a phone call, Rachel. Send a picture immediately. I send a picture of the ring. She sends back a string of heart emojis. I knew you two would end up married. It's been a year. And when you know, you know. Violet is watching me with amusement. Tell them about the proposal. I relay the story. Derek gets back on the phone. She proposed at a fancy restaurant? That's so Violet. Right? We talk for another 30 minutes. After hanging up, Violet is sitting on the couch looking at me. Are you happy? Incredibly. Good, because I'm going to be really annoying about wedding planning. I expect nothing less. Next morning at work, people notice the ring immediately. Marcus congratulates us first. That's awesome, man. Alice and I just got engaged too. We compare rings, and his is way fancier. Mine's perfect though. Violet overhears and smiles. The office is buzzing with news. Kevin approaches with what might be the first genuine smile I've seen from him. Congrats. When's the wedding? We haven't figured that out yet. Well, good luck. Marriage is great when it's the right person. Maybe he's not so bad after all. Violet's already making plans. Pulls out a notebook during lunch. Small wedding? Maybe 50 people max. Sounds good? No religious stuff. I want it to be about us. Agreed. And we're not doing that stupid garter thing. Thank God. Derek joins us. Are you guys doing a registry? Violet looks offended. We live together. We have everything we need. So no gifts? Donate to charity in our name. Derek nods approvingly. That's very on brand for you guys. Weeks pass and wedding planning is somehow both stressful and fun. Violet wants everything to be perfect but also unique. I saw this venue that's an old library. That sounds incredible. Right? We could have books everywhere. Her enthusiasm is contagious. We visit the venue, it's stunning. Old wooden shelves, vintage furniture, perfect lighting. This is it. This is where we're getting married. Violet looks like she might cry. Are you crying? No, my eyes are just leaking. I hug her while she definitely doesn't cry. Telling our families is next. I call my parents first. They're surprised but supportive. We'd love to meet her properly. You will, at the wedding. That's a bit soon, dear. We'll have dinner before then. Violet is pacing nervously while I'm on the phone. Your turn. She takes a deep breath and calls her mom. Hi, Mom. I'm engaged. I can hear screaming through the phone. Yes, I'm sure. Yes, he's a good guy. You met him. More talking. We're thinking 6 months from now. Her mom is clearly not thrilled about the timeline. Mom, it's our wedding. We'll plan it how we want. Violet hangs up looking exhausted. That went well. Your mom seemed excited. She's excited but also trying to control everything already. She flops onto the couch. Why can't we just elope? We could. She sits up. Really? If that's what you want? She considers it. No, I want our friends there. I want Derek to ugly cry. He's definitely going to ugly cry. Planning continues. Violet gets obsessed with every detail. The invitations have to be perfect. The menu needs to be just right. The music has to set the right mood. Babe, it's going to be perfect. What if it's not? Then it'll be perfectly imperfect, like us. She relaxes slightly. You're right, I'm being crazy. You're being you, and I love you. She kisses me. Even when I'm obsessing about napkin colors? Especially then. Work is getting interesting because they want to promote me. Senior developer position, more money, more responsibility. Telling Violet over dinner. That's amazing, you should take it. It means longer hours. So, you deserve it. Her support means everything. I accept the promotion. Now we're both in leadership positions. The power couple of our sad little tech company. Derek makes a joke about us running the place someday. You two are like a corporate dynasty. We're just trying to pay our bills. Sure. Yeah, keep telling yourself that. 3 months before the wedding, Violet has a crisis. What if I'm a bad wife? We're lying in bed, she's staring at the ceiling. What makes you think you'd be a bad wife? I'm difficult. I have issues. I'm not domestic. I'm not marrying you for your domestic skills. Then why are you marrying me? Because you're brilliant and funny and you make life interesting. I make life chaotic. Same thing. She rolls over to look at me. What if you get bored of me? Impossible. You don't know that. I know that in a year you've never bored me once. You've challenged me, frustrated me, surprised me, but never bored me. She's quiet for a moment. I'm scared. Me too. Really? Marriage is scary. Commitment is scary, but doing it alone is scarier. She moves closer. Yeah, we're really doing this. We really are. No takebacks? No takebacks. Wedding day approaches fast. Violet is surprisingly calm the week before. I thought you'd be more stressed. I used up all my stress 3 months ago. The rehearsal dinner is chaotic. Both our families, all our friends, everyone meeting each other. Violet's sister Emma is actually being nice. I'm happy for you guys. You're good together. Thanks. That means a lot. Violet seems different now, more confident. She was always confident, just in her own way. Emma smiles. You're good for her. Derek makes a toast that's mostly jokes. I've watched these two idiots fall in love over coffee and it's been disgusting and beautiful. Everyone laughs. Here's to many more years of them being disgustingly happy. We all drink to that. Wedding day is perfect chaos. Violet is in her dress, black instead of white because she's Violet. She looks stunning. You clean up nice. You too. I'm in a dark suit. We decided matching black was more us. The ceremony is short and sweet. Violet wrote her own vows. I promise to bring you coffee every morning, even when you're being annoying. Everyone laughs. I promise to play co-op games with you, even when you're terrible at them. More laughing. And I promise to love you, even when my brain tells me I don't deserve it. Now some people are crying. My vows are simpler. I promise to accept your weirdness because it matches mine. I promise to support your goals even when they scare me. And I promise to be your friend first, always. Violet is definitely crying now. We kiss and everyone cheers. Derek is ugly crying as predicted. At the reception is everything we wanted. Good food, great music, people actually dancing. Violet and I have our first dance to some indie song most people don't know. We did it. We really did. No regrets? Not even one. Later, I'm talking to my dad. She's special, son. I know. Don't take it for granted. I won't. Violet is with her mom, who's actually smiling. I'm proud of you. Violet looks surprised. Really? You found someone who loves you for you. That's rare. They hug and Violet's crying again. End of the night, we're exhausted but happy. Derek drives us home, too tired to drive ourselves. You guys are officially married. Feels weird saying that. You'll get used to it. Get home and collapse on the couch, still in our wedding clothes. Best day ever? Violet thinks about it. Being top 5. Only top 5? The day you said yes to my proposal is number 1. That's fair. We sit in comfortable silence. Should we consummate the marriage? We live together. We've been doing that for a year. Right, so what do married couples do? Probably taxes. She laughs. Let's save that for tomorrow. We end up playing video games in our wedding clothes. Her cat sits between us, judging our life choices. A few months into marriage, and nothing has changed, but everything feels different. We're still us, but with legal paperwork. Violet gets weird about referring to me as her husband. This is my husband. She says it to strangers with pride. You're enjoying that word. It's a good word, very official. Work is going well for both of us. We're the office power couple now. People come to us for advice on projects. And Kevin and I are actually friends now. He helps with my projects. You guys give me hope that I'll find someone eventually. You will? Just be yourself. Myself got me rejected by Violet a year ago. Wait, you asked Violet out? Early on, she said I wasn't her type. What is her type? Apparently guys who are oblivious to her feelings for months. I laugh because it's accurate. At home, Violet announces she wants to adopt another cat. One cat isn't enough? One cat is never enough. We go to the shelter and she falls in love with this scraggly black cat. He looks like he's been through stuff. He has. He's a rescue. Perfect. We're taking him. The cat's name is Void and he immediately attacks our other cat. They'll work it out. Narrator voice. They did not work it out. Now we have 2 cats that hate each other. But Violet loves it. It's like watching a nature documentary. It's like living in a war zone. Same thing. Can't argue with her logic. 1 year wedding anniversary approaches. Violet plans another surprise. We're going on a trip. Where? You'll see. Turns out it's Japan. She knows I've always wanted to go. How did you afford this? Saved up, also got a bonus for the last project. You're incredible. I know. Japan is amazing. We visit temples, eat incredible food, buy way too much anime merchandise. Violet is in heaven. I never want to leave. We have jobs. Jobs are temporary. Anime is forever. She's not wrong. In Tokyo, we visit this quiet garden, sitting on a bench watching koi fish. Thank you for this. For what? For being patient with me a year ago when I was being intense. You weren't that intense. I watched you make coffee for weeks and memorized your schedule. Okay, that was definitely intense. She laughs. But it worked out. It really did. I love you. I love you too. We sit in comfortable silence. So when are we having kids? I almost fall off the bench. What? I'm kidding. We can barely handle 2 cats. You can't just drop that on someone. Sorry. My therapist says I need to work on my timing. Back home, life continues. Violet is now director of QA. I'm a senior developer. We're doing well financially. Bought a house with a yard for the cats. They still hate each other, but now they have more space to avoid each other. Derek and Rachel come over for dinner sometimes. You guys are like real adults now. Violet and I are on the floor playing with the cats. Super adult. The most adult. Rachel laughs. Never change, you two. Marcus and Alice got married too. We all hang out sometimes. Double dates. Remember when we both liked Violet? Marcus asked me at dinner once. Briefly, yeah? I'm glad it worked out this way. Alice is perfect for me. And Violet is perfect for me. We all got our happy endings. Violet overhears. This isn't an ending, it's a middle. Deep. I have layers. Sometimes I think about that first day in the break room. Violet staring at the coffee machine like it personally offended her. Me just trying to get caffeine, neither of us knowing we'd end up here. "What are you thinking about?" Violet asks one morning. "We're doing our coffee routine at home now." "Or about how we met. When I thought you were mansplaining coffee machines?" "That's the one. I was so awkward. You were perfect." "Liar." "Perfect for me then." She smiles and hands me my coffee, made exactly how I like it, because she's been paying attention for years now. "Ready for another day of corporate nonsense?" "With you?" "Always." We drive to work together, walk into the building side by side. Violet goes to her department, I go to mine. But at 9:04, we meet in the break room like we have for years. She's there with 2 coffees. "Morning, husband." "Morning, wife." We stand there drinking our coffee. Derek walks in. "Still doing this after all this time?" "It's tradition." "You guys are disgustingly consistent." "Thank you." Another day at the office, another coffee with my wife. At another perfectly normal moment in our weird life together. And I wouldn't change a single thing. My face when the girl who thought I was her soulmate actually became my soulmate. That feeling when you realize the best relationships start with really awkward coffee conversations and stalkerish behavior that somehow works out perfectly.